Good afternoon, everybody. Fanman Steve here once again. It is March the 22nd, and it is Wednesday. Hope everybody is doing well. I am just starting a comeback with a stream of some new videos of of more of more great content, and I'm pretty sure that you all have seen this. This is my 1950s reversible Wizard Boxman. And spring has finally arrived. The time has finally come, and people are getting their fans back out and getting them ready for the spring and summer season. And this by far is probably the most efficient fans that I have on my collection. And I have already used this for the last 2 or 3 nights. And I had just gotten it back out of storage. I had to put it back in storage and put some other fans back up to kind of make more room for the time being. But today I am going to be doing a clean of this fan, and of course I'll give a demonstration. Not exactly sure if I'll have to oil it just yet. I probably will. I still do not have the right materials at the moment for doing the work on these fans as I was doing before. I've just been so busy keeping up with work, and just really haven't had the time for all the other. It's gonna be a while before I can get back to that content again. But anyway, here it is, right here. This was the fan that I got back in September. The fan works very well. Really haven't done a whole lot to it since the last video that I did of it when I put a new prong on it, and I still haven't changed it since I replaced it about 6 months ago. Other than that, everything to it is still in good working order. There is the carrying handle right there. That is the original. And I'm pretty sure that those are the original screws. There is the off and on position and the reverse control right there. Both are toggle switches. I am absolutely certain that these are not the original. That this had the like a rotary switch to it before, and it was replaced at one point. And how I know is that these printings here were definitely not made along with the fan. And you can see from right there, from where there was the switch plate, pretty much all of these particular fans had the metal switch plate to it. And there is the badge. I think that's a really cool looking badge. This is the only Wizard box fan that I have with this style emblem here, where it's in cursive. I worked really hard for a long time to get this model with that style Wizard emblem. And go ahead and we'll turn it around here. There is that GE export motor. I've had no problems with it thus far. Once you have a look at the inside of it here, and actually come to think of it, I don't think that I have cleaned this fan eternally ever since I've had it. And knock on wood, no issues with it just as of yet. But that is something that I am going to correct today. There is the information there on the motor. And it has a 1000 RPM, which I do believe. And there is the power rating of the fan. And it's rated to be a 1 horsepower, but I think that it's a little bit more than that. 60 cycle, 115 volt, and 2.6 amp. And it even has the SKU number on it. I think that could be the SKU number. I'm not exactly sure. But those windings in there are really dirty, and these motors, from what I've been told, are more prone to failure with the aluminum windings on these motors. So, and also not to mention, I really don't want to take any chances on taking this motor apart. So the best that I can do for now is air compression and keeping it lubricated as often as possible. As for the inside of the fan, really doesn't appear to be all that dirty. You see a little dirt there on the sides from where it's been in use. I haven't been using it constantly. Just in certain occasions for nights of sleep and for work. And there are the switches there from the inside. Somebody did a really good job with the connections on the terminals there. Not exactly sure, but see if we can get the information there. This the toggle switch for the off and on positions was assembled in Mexico. Not exactly sure what I can get from the reversible switch here. Phone is not wanting to focus. Okay. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is that we're going to have a closer look at the inside of the motor here. I'm not going to disassemble it or anything. I'm just going to remove the front guard and the blade, and I'm just going to give the motor a good cleaning here. Not exactly sure if it'll be oiled. Maybe I'll pump a few drops of my Zoom spout in there to kind of give it a little extra TLC. And this thing is good to go for the spring. So let's go ahead and get this thing taken apart. Okay, so now I have the guard and the blade set there removed. Now we can have a better look at the inside here of the Wizard box fan. And our main focus here now is the inside of the motor. And now we can even get more information from the motor. And this motor was made in the USA and made by General Electric, Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is kind of ironic because this is exactly where this fan came from, where I bought it off of Marketplace. There's the inside of the motor there. It is a 6 shaded pole motor. Motor still has a really good spin down time to it. Basically for the most part, all it needs is a good cleaning there on the inside, and maybe I'll squeeze a few drops of oil in there. So go ahead and I'll take this outside and get this motor cleaned out, and we'll throw it back together and we'll give it a little demonstration. Okay, so this is a Goodyear generator. It is a three gallon oil free, air compressor. If any of you are interested, maybe I can make a video of this sometime later on in the future. Okay, it looks like that cleaned up nicely now. Okay, now I've got this regular flashlight, so now that'll work. Hopefully this is not going to turn into a freak show here. Okay, and now the front. I think that cleaned up okay. Those windings don't look too bad now. Okay. Now the last thing that I have to do is the servicing. I have this really old Singer sewing machine oil here, and I know that this wasn't designed for fans, but I do believe that this particular kind of oil could have the same similar effect on a fan motor, just as it should a sewing machine motor. And I've been using this for a while now. I've been using sewing machine oil on my fans for a while now, and no problem. So I don't want to hear any jibber jabber about that's not the right kind of oil. Okay. So anyway, in order to do this, I'm going to have to get the motor removed. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to get these switches there removed. It's basically just bolted on there to the casing, and then I'll get the motor off, and that way I can get to both sides of the motors. There's two oil ports on the motor, so I'm gonna have to get this off. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's the GE export motor, and this is the conductors going to the motor to the switch, and these are the switches. Now we can have a closer look at the switches. Carling, made in USA. Maybe these were used in cars or different other kind of machinery. If they weren't designed for fans, then this never wouldn't be on this fan, in my opinion. And this is the speeds for the fan itself. If this daggone thing would focus. Well, looks like it's not going to focus, so I'll just read it out to you instead. UND Lab Incorporated list 10 amp 250 VAC, 15815 AC, and 3 horsepower 125 250 VAC. So I guess that's the power draw and how much wattage these switches can pull. These are really great switches. And there's the terminals. Okay. And there's the wires there. And this goes to the line, which is the light brown. And there's the black. I do believe that's the high speed. And then there is the yellow. And I do believe that is the low speed. Same thing for the reverse. And these are the oil ports. It's basically just a tube that goes down to the wick of the motor. Same thing on the other side. These caps are supposed to pop off. I haven't performed that operation yet. I really wouldn't see any need to. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to pump at least about 2 or 3 drops of oil into each wick. And I'm certain that this should work. So I'm going to go ahead and get this removed. I guess that just... Okay. See if I can put it to where I can get it in the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And the other side. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Hopefully that should work. It is free spinning. And just for a bonus, I'll apply a little bit there into the front bearing. Okay, so now I have the blade put back on, as well as the motor and the switch. So now I'm gonna spin this by hand, and then after this we will give it a test run. And as you can see, that motor is very well free spinning. So I think this is gonna turn out nicely. Okay. So now I'll go ahead and I'll get the front guard put back on, and we will give this a quick test, and this fan is good to go. Okay. Now we have the fan plugged in, and now we can give it a quick test. We'll go ahead and we'll start it off. Let's start it off on the high speed first. Okay, now we'll power it down to low. It even has an even better low speed than it did before. It seems like low speed seemed like it was a little bit slower. Okay, let's knock it back to high. Wowee, that breeze. Okay, I'll let that run for a few minutes. Okay, so now we're powered off. I'll let the fan run for about 15 minutes to check and see how the motor was, and the motor doesn't heat up as quickly as it did before I cleaned it. I mean, it's still kind of warm to the touch, but not as excessively hot as it got before, so that's a good sign. And the spin down time seems to be okay, not too bad. Okay, now we're gonna fire it up on the reversible this time. So let's start it off on low speed this time around. Okay, let's kick it up to high now. Now we will watch it coast down from the outtake. The intake, I meant. My bad. Sorry. It almost sounds like a little bit like a patent on the reversible. I don't think these blade sets didn't have the same. They were a little less pitched than the non reversible. I think that's why these sound a bit different. Well, okay. Well, there you have it, everybody. I hope that you all have enjoyed this clean and service of my vintage Wizard box fan. This is about ready for the spring and the summer now. This will be in full-time use. I hope that you all have enjoyed the first fan video of the season, and there will definitely be more and more videos to come. And put in comments, like, subscribe, and I will catch you all later. That'll do it for now. Have a good one, and bye-bye.